people take their lives and they shoot themselves, I want to tell you that there is nothing that compares to what that feeling is. Hot metal through your body makes you want to call for your mom. You want to tell God you are sorry for everything you have ever done that was wrong. You want to be good to people. You want to be a better person. You want to give up everything that you have and live off the land. You want to do all kind of
dramatic things.
Because it is the and it didn't only hurt my body, it hurt my feelings. Because as far as I was concerned, it was like, people who get shot are bad people. And I need to be a bad person. Like, I need for you to explain to me. So then you go through, God, well, why did it happen to me? And all kind of things going, like, maybe I don't have a long time, and maybe I get this little bit of time now because I got a lot of stuff to do. And all kind of other things go through your mind. But when you think about picking up a gun and shooting yourself, to me, I'm just really still with it. Like, wow. How do you get to that place? Because that's not, things are really bad for me. I want it to be fast
and done.
I want it to be finished. I don't want to have this long stretch, and I don't want anyone to stand over me and be like, oh, we probably should turn off the machines. I just want to be here, and then I want to be gone. So I share all of that just to say that suicide, and like I said, the easiest part about getting shot is getting shot, because physical therapy made me want to die. And having to sit and watch your holes leak because they don't sew up gunshot wounds. You have to leak out. You have to, the medicine that you take is ultimately so you can heal, but you don't get, there's no stitches to check or anything like that. I got stuffing, which is gauze that's like a foot long, and you gotta, it's not, the whole process is a lot. And those are the things that make you think about dying. Those are the things where you're thinking, I got a lot of Tylenol with codeine, and I'm thinking if I take a good amount of them that
I can go to sleep.
I'll be finished. Like, I don't have to go through this. I don't have to watch myself, you know, I don't have to be 19 learning how to walk again and using a walker and not being able to put on pants or panties or anything higher than my thighs because it's through both of my thighs. Or people coming or going back to school and taking back my high school books and people being like, yo, I thought you died. Like, they told me that you passed away. And folks bursting into tears and like, oh my God. And you're standing there and you're like, oh no, I'm not dead. I'm sorry. You know, like I'm not. But it was a lot. And so when I hear about anyone with suicidal thoughts or they kill themselves or anything, it's from a different perspective because you've already been there. You've already been to a place where you feel like this is the easier way because my body is hurt and my mind is hurt and I don't see how I can be myself again. So, I mean, yeah, we talk about he did all these things and you accomplished all this stuff. At 19, I had maybe $400 in the bank. My mom was like, oh, you too damn rude, and I'm just out in the street, and and I was just like, okay, I was going to the supermarket, and I was on my way back, and some guys was arguing, and by the time I hear the shots go off, I was on the floor. So I was just like, oh, you panicked, get up now. And then I was like, wait, I don't feel
my legs.
But I'm trying to get up.
What do y'all feel about the religious aspect of suicide? You know, there's a, and I've heard this a lot that, you know, suicide is the gateway to hell.
Yeah, but you shouldn't tell. I mean, I remember I was at one funeral. This one woman, she lost her son. The son killed himself because he had schizophrenia. And the preacher said, you know, well, not the preacher, but the second in command. I don't know what you call him. The bishop,
deacon,
whoever. Yeah, the deacon said, you know, your son is going to hell.
He said that at the funeral?
He said he was going to hell. And I'm like...
And the whole family got up and jumped
him.
Yeah, well, it was a confrontation. But
yeah, why would you do that?
No matter what you feel, it's very insensitive. Yeah, and it's very insensitive, but then it's like, but then it's absurd. You know, because you don't know what drove someone. You don't know what happens to that person if they kill themselves. You don't know, you know. So to say that it's insensitive, but at the same time it's absurd because you don't know.
Now it's funny because I had that at work today because the first news that we got in the office was, oh my God, Don Cornelius died. We're like, oh, that's so sad. And then like an hour later, I looked at my phone and it said, Don Cornelius committed suicide. And so everybody was like, what? And I said, yeah, saying that he committed suicide. And so one of our coworkers was like, oh, he's such an effing idiot. Wow. And I said, excuse me? And she was like, oh, well, he's 75 years old, and he had, you know, he lived a full life, and blah, blah, blah. Why would you take your life? He should go to H. And I was like, okay, stop. Because
she got kids.
And I was like, oh no, I'll drop an F-bomb in a second.
Holla.
So, but I was like, what? And I was like, you don't know what brought that man to that point. The success, the money, the anything, at the level in his life where he is. Predominantly, whatever, you know, who he knows, he shook hands with presidents, whatever, been all around the world.
Yeah.
He's still a person.
Think about what it would take for that person to say to themselves, I got nothing to live for. Oh my God. Well, you don't know what's going through his mind. Why would you even say that about a person, effing idiot? That is so...
A lot of times, those statements come from ignorance. And the truth is, poor people make statements like, why do rich people kill themselves? Because all I need is your money and my life is straight. That's
people this one, yeah.
I mean, I feel like that right now. and that's you know, that's the real truth. But
that's what
rich people have issues too.
They do.
Absolutely.
Like,
I don't understand that.
You understand that?
Because money doesn't fix it.
Because money don't fix everything. And I always say, you know, like I have a, this is, you know, because people were, think about it. When 9/11 happened, there were people that jumped out of the window.
Yeah.
And
that I understand.
That's if they die, that's killing yourself. But it's not like you thought about, like, it was just like, okay, I might live, I might die, you know, and I happen to kill one. I just feel like, you know, and then people make it so they try to medialize other folks' situations, but you don't know. I mean, I feel like Princess Di could have had issues that we may not have known about. You know what I mean? It's just so you never know.
What another
people equate a good life, a full life
with money, and it's not the case.
And it's so funny because, not to get off subject, but money plays such a big part. You happy you got money? Oh, you know, I don't need nobody. I got my money. I don't need nobody. I got my car. You know, and I'm just like, when did we get to a place where money satiates everything? If it's not money, it's sex, it's drugs. There's always something.
I'm sorry. The combination of all three would make my life perfectly fine. If you give me a lot of money, a lot of sex, and good drugs, I'll be all right.
I mean, if I had an option being miserable and poor and miserable and wealthy, I'm gonna pick a miserable and wealthy.
Let's go, brother. Let's go, man. Let's go.
If you're wealthy and you only have people talking to you because you got money or they have their handout, like, that has to be miserable as well.
But I think about that, if I want to go
and leave all of them.
I know your definition is that other person is still gonna be you're glad. Oh, I need money. But the thing, what happened is, and you're tired of all of that.
I don't think that, just to comment on it, if you're miserable, whether you're poor or wealthy. That's a state of mind. Money don't have anything to do with misery.
But you know what? Right now I'm poor, right? Right.
But you're not miserable.
Well, let's just say I was miserable. If I was, sometimes I get depressed, and I want to go on a plane and go to Puerto Rico and be depressed on the beach while I sip on a pina colada. That, you know.
It's a lot easier that way. I'm sorry.
Misery is
I mean, I agree with what you're saying,
but you have some happiness from that.
Yeah, but absolutely. No, I'm saying that if I had the money, I would get on a plane and go away.
But that's what I'm saying.
But the reality is, I'm soaking in myself.
But that's what I'm saying. But if you're miserable and poor or miserable and wealthy, I think the fact is you're just still miserable, and that money don't help you be unmiserable.
It can.
Give me all your money.
Right. Give me all your money with your happy self, and let me take it with my miserable self, and we'll work that out.
The thing of it is
Let's see who gets happy fast.
So it is. I can understand both sides. I can understand what she's saying.
I've never been rich.
You understand? If I think if I had the option, and listen, sitting on the beach watching the sunset might lift my spirits, and I have the money to go and do that.
I bought me some friends. Look. Look, all of y'all be my friends.
I had a relative that died, and he left X amount of money to one of my family members. That little bit of money caused so much tension and chaos. Why did he leave it to you? Are you gonna split it up with everybody else? And it was just like, wow.
Because I think money could cause misery in some instances, like something like that. I just think, thinking outside of the box, people think money answers everything. It don't.
Black people just not used to getting money. We just not used to inheriting money.
It's not just black people.
It's people in general.
It's poor people.
I think a good example is my mom. My mom has recently she's been sick, and so she wrote up a will. This is months ago. So we sit down and we have a whole meeting and stuff like that. My older sister is 7 years older than I am, and but my sister has schizophrenia. So ultimately, my little brother and sister will become my children if anything happens to my mom. My mom put all kind of clauses in her will because she knows me. This is who I am. I will make sure they go to school. I will feed them. They will get a job. I will pay for her house. We will do all that stuff. When I am done, they are old enough, they are on their own. I'm cutting out. I'm not staying in the United States. My plan is not to stay in this country. And that's it. She's like, oh, you'll take the money and you leave your sister. I was like, first of all, my sister's a cheap ass. As far as I'm concerned, she can get $1,000 and kick rocks. Like, that's where I'm at. Not because I want to be greedy with the money, but that's the kind of person, like, you call, like she could call me every so many months, oh, I need this, and I could be like, but I'm just saying that her thing is, she came into a little bit of some dough or whatever. And so my mom was just like, I was so sure that all of this money was gonna make me feel good. And I said, no, all the money did was bring you up to date. You still have your problems. Right. That's what the issue. Everybody, oh, I'm gonna get this money. People win the lottery, they spend it out, buy everybody everything. Cousin, I ain't never seen you before, show up, and everybody hands out the bread. And I keep telling everybody, now I'm like, yo, I'm gonna hit all of my aunts for maybe like $1,500. Work that out. I think it's cute. Yeah. You get yourself a couple of dresses. Y'all can go on a little cruise or something that's fresh. Okay, I'm gonna take care of my mom and all that other stuff, and I'm riding out. I'm not staying here because I don't want anybody to bother me.
See, my thing is this, right? So most of my problems or the things that make me depressed
is because of
money. Because of money. Because I ain't got it. I need more of it. So when I get it, my depression is gone.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
that's you though. But that's what I'm saying. But that's for you. But that's what I'm saying though. And that's why I think the breakdown, I think it's just we equating money with happiness. And I think it has to do
with you can make some money?
How's that?
You could start a consulting firm to consult and teach them Wall Street cats who lost their job how to live without money.
You know what? I'm gonna do that. Yeah. And we're gonna take a quick break because I need some ice for my drink. Yeah. Shamari about to cough up a frog if she don't get something to drink.
Are there commercials?
We're gonna do one right now just because you said that. I'm your main man, Mike. This is the Corner Convo. We'll be right back.
Do the soap, baby.
Do this! We're the